Dr. Stone! The moon! Okay.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah,
That's weird right now. Anyway.
What the fuck are you talking about being the moon? Literally that, what?
Anyway.
No, how am I weird? Tell me.
You yelled Stone.
I didn't. I said the moon!
Oh, did you? Oh, never mind then.
Bro, Thurman's dumb.
So, this all Dr. Stone, better than One Piece, confirmed. They're beating them to the moon.
Yes. Ask
Sankyu's going on the moon before Luffy, though.
Ask Tekking. Ask Joy Boy. But apparently, this is like every manga's end goal now, right? Because Naruto in the Boruto the movie went to the moon. One Piece, everyone's like, they're gonna go to the moon. Dr. Stone goes to the moon. Like, it really is. At Toriko, I'm pretty sure they went to space in Toriko. Like, it is kind of like the end goal, and like, I'm glad that it's gonna take a while because like it would be a little like you can't go to the moon and then like from there like where do you go? You know, like if hype wise, you've reached the pinnacle. You know, so I imagine that's kind of like the end goal of the series being set up. This is kind of like, you know, that chapter in One Piece where they got on Zoe, and then it was like, oh, this is the red poneglyph, and this is kind of like the map of how we get to the final island. And it was like, okay, we still have like years left of the series, but now we know the final goal, how we get there, etc. You know?
Yeah.
This was just kind of like a big chapter for Dr. Stone, giving us kind of a hint of how shit went down. And now we know whoever the Y-Man is does seem to be the original perpetrator of this situation, because we have this interesting thing here with, you know, the guy they resurrected, and let me just remember his name real quick. When did he say it? Oh, he said it at some point. God damn it. Where is it at? Fuck it. I was gonna try to do the name thing. I don't care enough. Anyway, he talks about how...
Really can't find it?
What's up?
Keep talking, I'll find it for you.
Okay. He talks about how, like, a bunch of those devices rained from the sky. And, like, he has it, like, etched into his skin. So it probably became, like, a religious symbol for them because, like, that was, like, apocalyptic, essentially.
Found it.
What is it?
It's Matsukaze.
Sure. Sounds good.
Matsukaze.
All right. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think about all this, Thurman?
It's I was caught completely off guard by the whole moon thing. I wasn't expecting that shit at all, honestly. It's interesting because I almost think maybe it's too soon. I think the moon is a little bit too left field.
I don't think they're going there yet. I think it's just set up for end game of the series.
Yeah, like, but even then though, like, I have mixed feelings on it. I wasn't as like hyped, like, oh my god, the moon. I was just kind of like, that's kind of left field, you know. Like, so, it felt out of place with this arc mostly because
this arc's over. This is kind of like set up for the next one.
Yeah, it's like part 3. So I'm just like, okay, I'm interested, but.
So for me, I think people are overestimating how long this series is going to be. I think it's very feasible. Yeah. What's up?
People are. It's not going to be like people are. 200 chapters. No,
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's incredibly feasible that we're at like the halfway point right now.
Halfway point?
Yeah, as in like. So what do we have right now? Let me check. So we're at 139. So, like, hold on. Hey, Siri, 139 times 2. So, like, 270 to 300 chapters.
Okay, I can dig it.
I don't think it needs to be longer than that. Because, like, I'll be honest, this series, like, it has great characters, but, like, it kind of banks on this slow progression of technology and invention and, like, recreating society. And it took them how long was the time skip of them just building that ship again? Remind me.
A year.
Was it just a year?
Yep.
Okay, still. A year to build just, you know, yeah, it's a big ship, but a ship. And that made total sense because they're in an environment with no power tools, no, you know, like there's a limited amount of technology they can use, if any, other than whatever Senku can make, to build this ship. making something that's going to shoot you to space where they are now is going to be, that's like a series long ambition. Like, seriously, like if it took them a year to make a boat, my guy, that's so like, don't worry, like that's gonna be like, and next chapter, here we are at the moon. No, like this is end goal shit. And also, I do think though that like, because I mean, we're at drones, we're at fidget spinners. You know, they kind of made a car, but we need to see them make a cooler car at some point that isn't just like a tank. We are kind of getting to the point where there's only so many more inventions he can really make until we've kind of caught up to modern world again. And so yeah, I have no issue with the series being anywhere from like 250 to 300 chapters, and I think that'd be a good amount. And that's just the vibe I got with this chapter, that like they're beginning to set up the end game. It's not like it's gonna end soon. It's just like an acknowledgement of where we're going. You know, like again, I keep coming back to One Piece. It's like when they like kind of got closer, like that's the One Piece there. Now we know, and you kind of got that signal in Zoe, like, oh shit, we really are in the end stretch here, you know. Or even like when Shanks was like, Luffy, we'll be the time where we're gonna meet is much closer now. You know, like little signals from the author where it's like we're getting closer. It's still far away, but we're getting there. That's how I saw it.
Yeah, I like that. I think it's I still think it's left field, but
it's not. Have you not seen all the shit on Twitter, like with all the foreshadowing relating to the moon?
No, you told me to stay away from Twitter.
So apparently that's a good idea actually. So apparently I needed to go back to myself and find it, but apparently there was a flashback with like Babu Senku, where he was like looking up at the sky and like fascinated, and like he was like, why is the moon always following me? And he's like trying to like he's like, he doesn't get it and shit. And then there's a bunch of like imagery, like if you go watch the anime opening, the final shot of the anime opening is him like looking directly at the moon as well. So there's been a lot of moon imagery, and like little like, so like people are thinking like maybe that was like subtle foreshadowing. I don't know, could be a stretch, but like I'll send it to you.
Oh well. I
think it was planned, is all I'm saying. It may
ain't changing my mind, but I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
I love how strict to your opinions you are. No one's gonna tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Oh, here I can show you. Okay. All right.
So I see what you're talking about. So it's
wait. I found it. Hold up. Okay, so this is flashback Senku staring at the moon. I wish I could find the manga. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Okay, so someone obviously added the bottom part. I found like a meme of it, but you can see like the actual text. So it's why do you keep following me, Moon? And then, someone added the bottom shit to be cheeky. It's like, not that I like you, Bucka. Yeah. Like you laugh reacted. We're on a fucking call.
I can laugh react if I want to.
Okay, and then like just purely the anime opening, like there's a bunch of shots like this in the anime, like the very end of the opening, like it's these shots here. There's a lot of emphasis on the moon.
The moon.
So yeah, I don't think it's, if you're trying to say that it's like the author was like ass pulling this, I think it was planned.
No, I didn't.
You can say maybe you don't like the timing of the reveal, but I don't think it was like
that's literally what I decided. I got.
No. Wording is important, Thurman, and that's why I had to clarify for the people.
Well, the people are dumb.
Whoa! The people are our loyal subscribers, sir. Also, like most of our, if we're like really talking about our viewership, most of them are like Dr. Stone fanboys. A lot of them, because who the fuck else does good Dr. Stone reviews? Name one. I dare you.
I just pulled a Capcom and insulted our fan base.
Oh fuck. He in a jokingly manner, because honestly, I would get down and like give our fan base the suckle, metaphorically, of course, not literally. Only if they wanted it, and only if they were willing, and it wouldn't even be an actual suckle; it'd be metaphorical suckle.
Yeah.
Thurman, you see what you being semi-tired does to me? I have to bring the fire, and then the fire gets cringe. So I'm gonna need you to step it up.
I'm fine, bro. That's how
that's what bipolar people always say. I'm fine. I'm not different at all. Shut up, fucking ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm not mad as they're screaming. Get the fuck out of here. There's
Yeah,
many things to talk about, Thurman. Let's talk about how it does seem like...
bipolarness.
What's up?
Can't help the bipolarness. But,
pills here. Get your pills here. Pills here.
Yeah, that's what the government wants you to think.
Yo,
Wake up,
Alex
young
Jones.
king.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Wake up, young king.
Yo, pills here. I gotta find it. Yeah. Is this it?
Let's hear some music.
Well, that's not what I was thinking. All right, I'm gonna stay away from that.
So, can we just talk about how fucking...
Oh, his king, his god king is fucking Ginryu.
When I first saw the stone statue, I was like, oh, another whammon. But...
Bro, that'd be one flat whammon.
Hey, didn't you say flat is justice?
No, I'm not dissing. I was just saying, like, you can see it's clearly pecs.
Never know. One muscly whammon. Those are snoo. But yeah, there's just I just love this thing to where how like everyone's like Kaku and it's smart. They're like, okay, so basically all of you are fucking weak, you know, and so getting slowed by that one guy made them realize, oh shit, maybe we should train more. So they're like, okay, Kohaku and what's his bitch's name?
Yeah. And I was gonna say too, like multi-boob pocket lady does seem to be joining them, and she's like on even par with Kohaku. And I really do respect that this series does it so well. Where like one of the strongest characters in the series, and sometimes I think the strongest character in the series is a woman. And like it's never commented on. It's never like girl power. It's never like I'm strong even though I'm a girl. Like it doesn't do all the cringy shit. Like it's just she is just is, and it's like that's great. And I always love and appreciate that about this series.
Yeah, and Ginru's like, nah, fuck that shit, I'm going. And they chase this man.
Oh yeah, no, I love that shit. Like,
he's like, get the fuck back here.
I love these characters because it's like, first of all, I'll be honest, even if they're trying to train me to fight, I wouldn't run. Like this guy's the perv. Just let them beat you, man. Some people are into that. Some people pay good money for that.
He's not ready. He isn't
ready, bro. It really is like the Futurama, like snoo girls.
Yeah,
because like they're fucking like toned, and I wouldn't say muscly, but like physically they're strong as fuck. They could be, and like Ginryu's there looking like, you know, like tiny little like it's such a great role reversal. Like, and again, what's funny too is I think this guy that got resurrected thinks that like oh man, these harlots are trying to snoo my king.
It's so funny.
I will save you from those thoughts.
That was the funniest part of the episode of the chapter.
Oh, and I love Ginryu too, because like I would do this too. I ain't even gonna lie. I feel Ginryu on this because like he's immediately like, oh, cool. You're loyal to me, huh? Well, you definitely must be a distant relative, so you should definitely still be loyal to me. And then Senku's like, yeah, we're gonna need to hear this story, and he's like, hey, go ahead and give Senku your story. Like he still wants it to be an order from him.
Yeah. So.
Why don't you tell Senku all about it? Yeah, no, it's great.
Because I thought that was a smart, right? He was just like, Ginru has his own body. Bro, what is the awesome
this
dog?
Is making up for...
He gave him his own bodyguard.
Bro.
Ginru is the Hercule / Dan / who else we got? Usopp of this series.
Oh, bro, I'm so ready. Like, that's actually beautiful. Like, finally, like, because... let's be honest, Ginryu, if he was like in a D&D campaign, he's like the bard. He's the one that he's like the trickster. He's gonna, in fact, he's even more useless than that because he doesn't really think. He's pretty stupid too, so I don't even know what. He's just useless, I guess. But like, yeah, no, now he can just kind of use his like, I don't know, douchey brain power. Because again, I don't even say brain power in the sense that he's smart, just like that he's a douche. I could just see like moments where like they're running away from like some big enemy, and he's just like he steps up like, I got this, guys. Bodyguard, get him. You know what I mean? Like it's this big panel where it's like, wow, he's finally doing it, and then he's just like, you go. I choose you.
Ginru's a stand user confirmed.
Oh my god, that's another fan art I need.
So we find out that the petrification being came from the sky.
that's great. I actually kind of, because again, remember, what was the first thing we saw in the first chapter? We were discussing it last week. Burbs. Burbs were fucking stoned everywhere. And yeah, no, it's interesting. It makes sense. And it's weird though, because like, why send down multiple if it seems like one has the capabilities of like surrounding the whole planet, right?
Mm-hmm. So it must be. So this kind of confirms that there's multiple petrification beams, and they're spread out through the world.
Oh my god. Yo, time to collect them like fucking Dragon Balls, bro.
So that basically means that it's just gonna go ham, bro, because the war is gonna break out.
Oh shit. Yo, wait a minute. Yeah, we could really do like a nuclear. It could be like a nuclear war metaphor. Everyone's got one of these fucking things, and we gotta fucking smooth shit over.
Yep. So, and keep in mind that this happened in a fucking prehistoric time. So people are gonna be powerful, hungry. Now the question is, how do they learn how to make it work? Probably through training, most likely. Probably through what's the word I'm looking for? Not cause and effect, but something else.
I have no idea what we're looking for.
Trial and error. There we go.
Hey, there it is. I guess.
Basically,
I mean, I suppose in a lot of these places they might be like worshipped as like religious items. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, if you're a fucking ooga booga caveman and you find this fucking wacky looking thing, like I'd probably assume it was some like, oh, sent by God. Ooh, you know,
sent by the god beings or above.
It literally came from the moon, so you know. Let's see here. And especially too, like, I'm not sure, like, he said this guy was from what, a couple decades ago?
Yeah.
He's only from a few centuries back. So that's actually a couple hundred years ago. So like as recently as like a couple hundred years ago, the Y-Man was still fucking like sending these down. It's so weird that we had, so like, okay, let's just timeline this in our heads. So we have like the worldwide beam in chapter 1. But then obviously, you know, you had astronauts. And oh, by the way, that's another thing that makes me think that space was always going to play a part in this, because like astronauts and yada yada. Anyway, so you have the worldwide beam, everyone's petrified. But then obviously astronauts were in space. They come back down. They're able to kind of repopulate the world a bit, Adam and Eve it, you know. And then obviously you get like small settlements of humans again because of them coming back, right? Makes sense, right? Would you say?
Yeah.
So then though, I wonder, are we going to have like an Eisen-like villain where it's like, that was my plan? Or is it kind of like the Y-Man's like, fuck, I wanted to completely wipe out humanity, but there was these goddamn astronauts, so now I need to keep re-petrifying. But then you'd ask, why not do just a worldwide one again? Why send them down in little bursts? Is he trying to be like, I want them to revere me as a god? There's so many things we need to learn about the motive of this person.
Yeah, because it's interesting, because why send down multiples? Like, right? Like, if you want, one should be enough. Like, clearly because we still don't know, because the max range that we know confirmed is a whole island. So, and judging
unless somehow the Y-Man's bluffing, but that would seem weird.
Yeah, I don't think he would. I think the Y-Man's a very straightforward person, especially if he's the cause of basically worldwide petrification. I highly doubt he'd be like, oh, you know, I'm just going to petrify the world again. Like, he seems like a very smart villain in the sense of I'm not gonna be like your Frieza, your let them power up type of character. No, he's gonna be like, fuck it, everyone's gone.
Also, I feel like he's like taunting them too, because there's literally no strategical reason to be using Senku's voice unless he was tricking the main island people. But it doesn't seem like he was doing that. I think it literally just feels like a taunt to me, like a flex.
Like a flex. So they say it's a phonetic voice. So like,
so it's like a kind of like what? Have you ever seen those apps where like it'll have I'm trying to think of how to word this. Kind of like Siri, right? Like, hey Siri.
Yeah.
Hey Siri, say something. Well, she's speaking some different language, but you know what I mean. Like, it's an obvious, like it sounds like a person speaking, but it's obviously like constructed. You know what I mean? Like, and usually how they make these synthetic voices is like they get little clips of a voice. Like, so for example, there's an app where you can like do it with your own voice, and it'll ask you to say different words. It'll be like, say apple, say bread, say, and it'll have you say all the sounds that they need, and then they can kind of create your voice. But it will sound a little robotic, but it will still sound like your voice. You know what I mean? So it seems like they must have gotten clips over, from when Senku was talking on the radio, and they have enough clips where they can kind of replicate his voice, probably through some sort of computer program or an algorithm, which means this person has a moon base and they have modern day technology, so they must be from modern day. Makes sense, right? I know some people want to go aliens. I think that's the most boring. Like, aliens is never a good plot twist, because then it's like, oh cool, it's someone we have no idea. Aliens is not a good plot twist. Like, I shouldn't have to explain this. Like, it's not interesting. Like, it's like, oh wow, okay, so it's aliens. Like, there's nowhere you can go from that that's interesting. Aliens.
reminds me of Bolt the Birds. He was just like, oh, Bolt, I got an idea for your next villain. He's like, aliens. Nailed it. Oh, I'm gonna find that.
What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're referencing.
Remember Bolt, Disney movie?
Which Disney movie?
Disney movie about the dog who
Airbud? Bolt?
Yes, I said Bolt.
Bro, you cut off high key.
Remember Bolt, the movie about the dog?
Bro,
like
I haven't seen Bolt in so long.
I thought he had superpowers, but he was actually a TV show dog.
He didn't have superpowers, and he was just like a movie star, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. Bolt aliens?
Look, I sent it to you.
Bolt alien scene. Okay.
Check Facebook. I literally sent it.
Relax! Why are you in such a fucking pissy mood?
I'm not in a pissy mood. I kept saying it, and you kept ignoring me.
I wasn't ignoring you. I just, dude, bro, we're on some Diavolo shit. I just heard it. Okay, hold up. Okay. It's a minute long. All right, where does it happen, bro? I can't play this whole goddamn clip.
It's literally not that long.
Okay.
Oh, and this is our personal assistant, Billy, who was supposed to wait up.
Oh, I do remember this scene.
For such a long time, and there's something I've always wanted to tell you if I ever got a chance to meet you. And now
okay, Billy, that was horrifying. What you just did? Why don't you make yourself useful? Go get me some breadcrumbs, whole grain, go. Whole wheat is not the same thing as whole grain, Billy.
Not the same, Billy.
Do not come at me with whole wheat.
Or pumpernickel, Billy.
Okay, guys, but I really gotta.
I know you're a busy dog, but if you've got a second, we'd love to pitch you an idea for your show. Tom's better at pitching. I'll let him take it from here. Tommy's got the spotlight. Wait for it. Aliens. Oh, snap. Aliens. Audiences love aliens. Huge, man. Huge.
You can't touch us. I love it. But I'll tell you what. If you guys can help me find Penny, that girl from the television show, well, I'd love to hear more about this aliens idea, but on the way.
We got a nibble. Don't freak out. This is how you blew it with Nemo.
Wow.
Oh, Disney may be a shitty corporation, but they do have some comedy. I gotta give them that.
Well, one, I always need to defend. Disney just produces it. The writers and shit, the people making it, they're just people that get paid by Disney. Disney is just the people shelling out the money to make it. So the people writing the show they probably hate Disney as much as we do. But anyway, that is fucking hilarious. And genuinely, now I want to do an edit where it's like the Dr. Stone author is the dog, and the Dr. Stone editors are the birds.
Yeah. Oh, you should thank me.
And he's like, no, I actually kind of want to do like a clever twist where it's like one of Senku's relatives. It's like, no, bro, aliens. Audiences love aliens.
Oh my god, that's so great.
Thank you for sending me that. Wow. Woo! Let me see if there's anything else to talk about in this chapter.
Yes, because a boy has to go to work in 2 minutes. Well, not really 2 minutes.
Make it 3 minutes, just because. Fuck your work. Thank you.
No. Are you gonna pay my bills if I get fired?
Have you considered getting fired?
If I want to live, no.
You don't gotta live. Just come and live with me. I'll be your sugar daddy. Live with me for free. Let's go.
Yeah, take care of me. I'll be a. I don't think your roommates will like that though.
What, you coming over here being a parasite?
Yeah.
Bro, I started watching Attack on Titan. Honestly, bro, fucking God, I've already forgotten his name. Aaron hit hard on Armin, bro. He was like, because Aaron wanted to fucking like go and like explore around or whatever, and he's like, we're just taking scraps of food because we can't fend for ourselves. And then Armin's like, yeah, but we gotta live. And he's like, yeah, if you want to keep being a parasite. And I was like, ooh, hot damn, like that shit hit.
You need to start reading. You need to read again. I heard it's gotten really good.
Oh, I'm going to. I never got past like the first volume when I first started trying it, but then it's been like years and I'm getting back into it. Anyway, Dr.
Woo! Finally, read a C. I am so happy I changed you. I am such a good influence. Back then, you had never started continuing Attack on Titan. Now he is.
Well, it has very little to do. I don't think it has much to do with you. Maybe, I don't know. Like I've just been in a mood to start like watching shit. That's why I watched Assassin's Classroom, then I watched Gravity Falls, and now I'm watching. Like I'm just trying to get into more shit. Maybe that's you. I mean, you definitely had good influences in getting me over my elitist phase.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Now I'm starting my elitist phase.
You kind of are in your elitist phase, and I hate it. Like this manga only shit is really cringing me. And you're talking to someone who like 90% of the time I agree with you. Like 90% of like shitty low budget anime, because 90% of them are. You know what I mean? But like every once in a while, they get a good studio and a good budget, and there's no reason, my good sir, to be manga only when it's a good ass anime. I'm sorry.
Yeah, unfortunately, my manga list has changed.
Bro, hold on. I need you to suckle on your phone again because I cannot hear you.
Well, I start getting dressed for work, so let's start wrapping it up.
I'm just making sure that we haven't missed anything. Moon, and then he's like, oh fuck, we gotta go to the moon? Hell yeah, we're going to the moon. Yeah, I guess that is it. Sweet. Okay, cool. Have a good day at work, Thurman. Peace.
Wait. 8 out of 10.
8. What did you rank My Hero again? Just remind me.
A 5.
And what was One Piece again? It was like a 7?
Yeah, it was a 7.
All right, yeah. Well, we see how that stands. Well, only thing lower than it was what, Promised Neverland? Oh, consistent 1 out of 10.
Yeah, consistent.
You don't even read it anywhere. It's like 1 out of 10 for sure.
Should I just pop in the Chainsaw Man reviews and be like, "Oh, this Chainsaw Man chapter is the best."
Every review we do without you, the last like 5 seconds, like your face pops in the corner, like, and Thurman gives it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, please, let's do that.
I don't mind Easter egging it, like when the audience least expects it, you just pop in like that. I'm down.
I will happily use my ugly voice to do that.
Even like Ruby, like which you don't even watch. I don't know. I looked at the thumbnail. It looks like a 10 out of 10 right there.
I'm still on season 3.
Bro, that's like the best season. Just catch up.
And with that,
Peace.
All right, bro. You have a good day.
You too. Peace again.